Over the years, I've coached literally hundreds of senior leaders across all sorts of sectors in all sorts of organisations, CEOs of large multinational companies and director generals of government. And I really want to address the issue of leadership and the impact it has on your company, your business. So often I'm speaking about sales and the customer relationship, but everything rises and falls on leadership, in the words of John Maxwell, one of the world's most prolific leadership growth specialists. And I wanted to put one of his 21 laws of leadership into a simple model to help explain it and to look at the impact of leadership. He has a law that he calls the law of the lid, and here's my way of explaining it. If you take fleas and put them in a jar and put a lid on top of the jar and leave them there for days, when you take the lid off the jar, the fleas will only jump to where the lid was. They won't jump out of the jar anymore, where in reality they actually still have the capacity, but they've been trained to jump to the level of the lid. And if we look at human performance and potential as a scale from 1 to 10, so 5 and 6 are average, somewhere in the middle there. Imagine a bell curve down here. 7, 8, 9 and 10. 2, 3, 4 and 5. Imagine people in a team, and that team is being led by a leader whose lid is set to 6. The leadership lid is set to a 6. So the goals of the organisation for that team, the objectives, the things we want them to achieve, let's say are up here at a 9. The goals, the targets, and we do want teams to perform, but the leader's lid, the leadership capability, is set to a 6. In other words, their motivation level, their skill level, their ability to interact with people and influence, the quality of their thinking. The thing that will achieve this goal, or these goals, is the quality of thinking behind it and the ability to influence people to make choices and act in a way that supports and drives towards those goals. But if the leader's lid is set to a 6, everyone else in the team will perform up to the lid and stop, because that prevents them from having friction. Imagine a team member who is a level 8 performer trying to bounce up to 8. What will actually happen is the leader's lid will sit at 6. This 8 will bounce up and hit them constantly. And of course, what that actually means is conflict. And the leader probably needs to get them out of the team. From the leader's perspective, they're problematic. From the team member's perspective, the leader isn't any good at their job. For everyone else, it feels okay. The lid is set, we're performing to that level, and everything's good, except the team's not getting the results. If I go and ask that leader how they think they're going on a leadership scale, and I do that often, they often say, 7 or an 8. The perception of how they're performing often isn't based on reality. And then that leader leaves and somebody else comes in the team. A new leader comes into the team. And the new leader's lid is at an 8 or a 9. Let's make it 8.5 just to keep it clear. The new leader is at an 8 or a 9. All of a sudden, everyone that's been calibrated to a 5 or a 6 is bouncing to this level, and the new leader is starting to perceive a gap. And in their mind, their team is underperforming. In the team's mind, this person's expecting too much. And that's going to cause conflict. They've been trained to the lid. This person who was already at an 8's probably already left, and now the new leader's got some work to do. Question is, where is your leadership lid set to? Not relative to your team, relative to the goals that you're trying to achieve. Is your lid high enough? Are you playing big enough? Are you thinking expansively enough? Are you influencing powerfully enough to serve the goals of your business?